Hey, what's up, guys? If you've been watching, you know that Gods Unchained had a massive growth in 2021, and they're looking forward to big things in 2022. And as I've said, and I maintain that this is going to be true, again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor in any capacity whatsoever, but you got to think about this in terms of the larger picture, okay? Now, the Gods Unchained blog has released some information yesterday regarding where the game is headed, okay? And there's a lot of exciting things. They're talking about staking. They're talking about, governance, if you hold coins, some sort of decentralized voting. They're talking about all kinds of things that are brand new to really all kinds of crypto gaming, including, we don't even know what's coming in the rest of the year. This is just their rough outline of what's on the way, but this is amazing. Check this out. So not only when I first started playing, and you probably have felt the same thing, wouldn't it be easier and better if you had a mobile version that you could play on your iPad or your tablet or your phone, whatever it is, to play Gods Unchained, okay? Well, your wish is my command, or at least Immutable's command, Immutable X, because this is the thing, right? It's coming. So if you look at their actual latest blog release, again, this came out yesterday, and there's every reason for you to read this yourself, but I'm going to read some of it to you because this is critically important. Realizing that if we get a saturation point of players, this game is going to explode. This coin, the Immutable X coin, and the Gods token itself, they're going to explode. Again, I talked about 50x in the previous video, but in this one, you know what's going to kick it over to the next level? Well, most of us play on our PCs because there's no mobile version yet, or on our Macs or whatever, what have you, right? I play on a PC. I wish I could veg out watching TV and just play some mobile games on Gods Unchained, but not yet. But check this out. So if you go to the blog again, and they'll give you some information here, and they actually tweeted it as well, and you can see it right here. I'm going to full screen this so you can see what I'm talking about. And they have it tweeted yesterday. Mobile release. Yep, you got it. We have an internal team designing and building this, with our first touchstone being to get a playable alpha out in 2022. Okay, so again, think in terms of just market share in people having devices, or not even having PCs anymore, or Macs, or a lot of people just have mobile devices because they're more cost effective, etc., so on, right? There's a whole lot of reasons for this. But the thing is, if we're talking market share and people can't play this game on mobile yet, well, what do you think 2022 has to offer if they get a playable beta? So you see, right? Grind hard, grind often. Get the Gods tokens now, because again, if you watched the last video and checked out the blog that we talked about that came out yesterday from the Gods Unchained team, that there was a dramatic increase in accounts created in the final quarter of 2021, and on top of that, we don't even have mobile at all yet. So we're literally trimming out probably like 70% of the users out there that would be interested in playing this game, just because there's no actual mobile game yet. But check it out. This is what they said, and this is exactly from their blog, and it looks a little something like this. Regarding the mobile release, we have an internal team designing and building this, with our first touchstone being to get a playable alpha out in 2022. Our hope is to deliver the first access to our players in the first half of this year, with a wider alpha sometime in the second half of the year, okay? So now, it's interesting to note that, well, they're going to give a maybe limited alpha in the first half, but then a wider alpha sometime in the second half. So you see, there's still an entire year here. The entire year of 2022 is building steam, all right? And once you're building steam and you're, again, if we're talking 50x was the amount of games that have been played on a monthly basis compared to the beginning of last year, to the end of the year, all right? So again, we don't even have a mobile release yet, and they're talking about an alpha state in limited capacity in the first half, and an alpha state in a wider release in the second half of 2022. There's time, guys. There is time here. Again, get in on this now. I don't know what you're waiting for. If you haven't played Gods Unchained yet, get in and play. If you've got a PC or a Mac, get in and play. And actually, I don't know about Mac, to be honest, because I don't use Macs because they're too damn expensive, to be perfectly honest. But my point is, if you're not playing this now, right, imagine the landslide of players coming in once this thing actually goes mobile.